"Who are you?" said with fear stuttering. "Why not just come closer?" "Take it off?" He tucked your hair behind your ear and looked at you, his emerald green eyes narrowed as they glared in your direction. It felt like he was trying to pierce your heart with his eyes. They felt full of danger. You stepped back, your hand shivering, trying not to tear up and act strong, your body against the drawer. He smirked and slid his hand towards your towel again, which was wrapped around your tiny figure. He pressed his hand against your bare skin. He moved closer and started to slowly uncover you. "You're my treasure. You don't know that, kitty." You grip on his hand with your shaky ones and look at him with pleading eyes. "Please don't." He cut you off, pulling your hand. "A bit harsh." "Oh girl, it's just a little." When you both flinched, hearing a loud voice of gunshot echoing in room, your hand shivered as you looked at your hand which was holding a gun. His body fell back on floor. You immediately dropped it and ran out of house. Your heart raced as you ran through unknown street. You felt scared and confused. The gunshot that rang out had shaken you to your very core. You started to cry as you wiped your eyes. Memories of his eyes, his voice, and that smirk he had flashed before your eyes. It felt like everything was falling apart around you. You were just running and realized yourself at some unknown place where there is no one around except you. You looked around and just sat under the tree, curling yourself up into a ball, hugging your knees and started to cry out loud. Meanwhile, Taehyung's point of view. I came inside my house and laid on couch. My tired body somehow wanted to lay on her and caress her soft cheek as I loosened my tie and unbuttoned my shirt. "Daddy's home, shorty." He then chuckled at himself. He felt odd as minutes passed and he didn't felt her presence. He began to feel anxious as a sense of worry was starting to take hold of him. He stood up and walked fast toward his room and yelled again in worried tone. Why are you not answering?" Soon he reached the room and stood in front of the doorway. His eyes slowly scanned the room. His expression changed slowly from caution to shock. As his eyes took in the floor covered with blood, the towel on the floor with the bloody droplets, he began to sweat profusely as he saw the sight. His jaw slowly dropped as he took it all in. He quickly imagined the scene that might have took place. His eyes began to swell up with tears, and he could no longer stop it. He clenched his fist and punched hard on the wall. "That shithead forgot who she belonged to. I'll make him regret forgetting that." He punched the wall again, tears dropping his cheek. He left the room soon. He goes to his car and started driving. He gulped hard and wiped his tears harshly, his expression changing to anger one. He pushed down hard on the accelerator, speeding up the car. He raced the car at a terrifying velocity as if he was trying to outrun something, to outrun his own demons. He was so desperate to get her back. His eyes wide open as his thoughts started to rush, his mind starting to wander off about the possibilities, about what he needs to do, about how he needs to claim her back, for he can't let anyone harm her. She's mine to possess and I'll claim back what's rightfully mine. Streets started getting darker and mine started to get scared more and more. There was no one in those streets. You could hear your heavy breathing and your heartbeat fastening soon. You took another step, you were crying now. You were just wishing that they didn't come and embrace you. You felt someone's presence behind you. You start to walk faster. You go to walk in different directions, but you still could feel his presence. You thought to run. But soon you see darkness and felt someone's picking you up. A loud thud could be heard and he see a tall shadow holding gun in hands. "Oh, welcome, hot guy." "Shut up, where's my girl?" His emerald orb narrowed at him with fury. His gaze was sharp and cold, like that of a predator. He chuckled and looked at his injured arm and go closer to Taehyung. Your girl? Well, she's naughty. Whisper. A lot. They clench his fist and glare at him. I'm gonna rip your face off. Oh, dear best friend, so you're gonna rip me? 'Cause of that slut, huh? The emerald-eyed guy was glaring at him in a way that he was threatening. There was a hint of danger and menace emanating from him. Taehyung punched him soon he heard him curse her. He held his collar and piercing gaze was enough to scare the other guy off and make him realize that the girl belongs to him. Adam, shut up and tell me where she is. Smirk. Oh, darling, weren't you in love with Emma? Come on, give me that hot lady and be with your girl best friend. Taehyung gripped on his injured arm and punched him hard on his mouth. Oh, what are you gonna do, huh? Kill me? You know that your girl is in my hand. Her life, her body. She's all mine. Taehyung couldn't hold back and shot on Adam's injured arm twice. He smirked, looking at his crawling in pain. I would love to drag your soul down at the darkest pit of hell and watch as it's getting ripped apart, so that I can drink the sweet taste of your scream from the depth of despair. Adam laughed weakly and looked at him. His emerald green eyes glowed at him like he was challenging him to fight. He took out a remote and looked at him smirking. Oh brother, one button and she's gonna explode. You won't even find her one tiny little hand. Aw, such a baby she is. Taehyung's eyes went wide. He was about to punch him again when he felt someone's presence behind him. He turned and looked at the person, but he was wrong. He was trapped between a whole gang. He started to regret not telling anything to his own members. He glared at everyone. No other man had a right to even talk to my wife. She's mine. No other man could lay their eyes on my thing. Any man who did would regret it. She's mine, mine alone, my destiny. Adam laughed and started to clap. Everyone followed him and started to clap and laugh. Oh dear, remember how much I loved my girl too? But you killed her, you ripped her off, you freaking threw a bomb at her. I couldn't even find a single piece of her body. He yelled. He was crazy. His eyes was like a blade, anger rushing through his face. His hazel eyes were getting darker. His behavior changed. He was acting like a psycho. I told you a million times I didn't know Lily was there, and when I looked back and heard her voice, the guy grabbed her arm, didn't let her go. I was about to run towards her, but everything exploded. Lie, all lie. Your girl is gonna die exactly that in front of your eyes, and then you'll see how I felt. You can't do that. She's innocent. She's a fucking kid. She doesn't even know how to even eat, and if you do anything to her, I'll kill all of you. Adam chuckled and looked at him and then at his 10 gang members. Guys, you should take care of him, and I'll take care of her virginity. Gang laughed and started to beat Taehyung, trapping him between their huge weapons. I'd kill for seeing you suffering as you watch your loved ones get ripped by my own hands. He yelled from behind, making Adam laugh evilishly as he walked away. Wyan's point of view. You had woken up feeling a terrible headache, and the sudden change of your surrounding gave you a shock. Your head was spinning and your eyes were straining. You felt dizzy and a bit disoriented. You were in an unfamiliar place. You didn't know where you were. The cloth over your eyes was muffling your vision, and you were feeling a bit scared. You didn't know what was happening. All you could hear was gunshots, someone growling in pain, and the voice was echoing in an empty room, making you shiver in fear. You then felt someone's sudden footstep approaching you. Oh, little rat, you awake? Who are you? Stuttering, struggling through ropes which were wrapped around your body tightly. Oh, darling, he came closer and removed the cloth from your eyes. As you opened your eyes, you could see the emerald eyes looking lustfully at you. Your jaw dropped. You start to shiver more, thinking you shot at the same guy. You're alive, he said, stuttering, your eyes filled with fear, looking at his face so close to yours. His warm chuckle and his deep voice filled the air. He kneeled down and looked at you. His emerald eyes were glistening as the sun rays touched him. His blonde hair were in a messy and curly state. The light hit his hair and face. The blonde hair was messy just as it was when you saw him at your place. The way they were covering his forehead and under his eyes, you were looking at him as if you were mesmerized by him. You gulped and took your eyes off him for a second and looked down. But when the sunlight was shining on him, you couldn't keep your eyes off of him. "Oh, kitten, you just shot me in the wrong place. You could have shot me." He took your hand and rested on his chest. "Here." His deep voice, his cool hand were making you uncomfortable. His one arm was bleeding badly, and then you saw his muscle flexing. You could see it through his shirt. That makes sense. He's strong enough to bear the pain. You pulled your hand and pushed him hard. "Oh, little kitten, let daddy teach you how to shoot someone. Wanna try it on your husband?" "Shut up. I'll rip your face off." You laugh out loud. "Oh my god, you threat like your old fart husband. I can also kill you like my old fart husband." His eyes turned dark. Soon he heard your voice raising. His hands slid closer to your chest. "Oh, little mouse, don't misbehave with your daddy," he said in a deep voice, his hand feeling warmth of your skin. "Don't touch me." He smirked and looked at your chest. "Little mouse forgot to wear bra, huh? I can see your—" Soon you kicked him hard on his balls. As he was close to your legs, you managed to kick him, though your legs were wrapped with ropes. He growled in pain and clenched his fist. He fell on the ground, holding his crotch. Then he stared at you like he's gonna eat you alive. "You slut, I'm gonna burn you alive." He stood up, growling. He held tight on his bleeding arm. His legs were weak because of your gift again. He approached you weakly and gripped on your hair tightly. "You dare to kick me? I'm Mafia Queen, you fart." Growl louder. Gosh, this girl's obsession with farts. Adam held your hair tight and hold on your face aggressively. He let go of your hair and lift your shirt up. "Now you're the one who's gonna calm these balls of mine." He leaned closer to your face, looking deadly in your eyes. His eyes were staring right into your soul. "I'd love to see you drowning in agony as your flesh slowly rot away and you scream for death at the top of your lungs." You kicked him again, trying hard to get out of the stupid chair you were trapped in. You shouted, trying to be confident. "I'd also love to see your soul being crushed into tiny bits just to be rebuilt again from scratch, just so that I can shatter it once more with my husband." He got on top of you, pinning you on a chair. He slid his hand under your shirt and squeezed your breast aggressively and smirked devilishly. His arm blood was dripping on your clothes. You would start to scream out loud, sobbing hard, trying to push him back. "I'd love to look at your soul as I torture you mentally and physically. I would make every single moment of suffering your last as I force your will to collapse. Oh, honey, I want to see the look on your face as I drag you down into the abyss of nightmare and nightmares." And soon you heard a loud voice of gunshot. Your entire body felt sharp pain. Your eyes stayed open. "I can also give you nightmares. Your heart will be beat as fast as I like. I'm gonna love every moment when I can see your soul being eaten by my shadow in the most cruel way ever." Hearing deep voice, you looked down, seeing Adam's body on top of you. His emerald eyes stayed open. He was looking at you. You then look up and see familiar figure, but covered with blood, gun in his hand. As he approached you, he came closer and held Adam's body aggressively. He shot it again and again, and then fell on cold floor near his dead body. He laid his head on his chest. He started to cry silently. His body was so weak to even stand up. You were just sitting silently processing what happened. Things happened so sudden. You were just shocked. You then looked at Tae. You tried to call his name, but then you felt awkward trying to call him. You looked down at your chest. You weren't wearing anything underneath, you were just embarrassed even though you shouldn't. He then looked up and weakly stood up, coming closer to you. He didn't say anything, he just slowly slid his hand to your face and caressed your face with his rounded hand, tucking your hair behind your ears. He glanced at your chest and then sighed. And then he untucked you from chair and looked at you, breathing heavily. Soon you got released from chair. You hit his shoulder and growled in pain. "You old fart!" He sighed and rolled eyes. "Not again."